I'm Alan Ryan, I'm the owner and managing director of Technoprint, and we supply patient information leaflets to the pharmaceutical industry. The initial impact was that we needed to keep the business open to supply the leaflets to our customers because they're required so that their vital medications can get to their patients. We needed to ensure that we kept up with demand, and demand would actually increase quite dramatically in the first couple of weeks. So we had a challenge on our hands to persuade some of our staff that it was safe to carry on working. Once Boris announced his first lockdown, that Monday afternoon or that Tuesday we had meetings with the staff. The meetings took place in the car park, so we're socially distanced. And we talked about taking the whole company, splitting the whole company into 2 separate shifts. That included myself, everybody in the office. Separating into 2 shifts, working more or less 6-2-2-10 shift system, but with about a 10-minute gap in between, so neither people on each shift came into contact with each other. We had several staff that live with elderly parents who could be sort of classed as the official at-risk group in the government's sort of definition of it. And both those members of staff actually approached me with concerns about coming to work and with the potential of actually taking the virus home to the parents. And it took, particularly in one case, quite an in-depth discussion. And that actually went to the point of actually speaking to that person's parents, who were extremely concerned, and it explained the lengths that we went to at Technoprint. The fact that we work for the pharmaceutical industry, and the fact that we've got controls regardless of COVID-19. So our controls that we've already got in place, that all our staff in production has to get changed on site into workwear. They wash and sanitise their hands, they wear protective gear before they go into production. But what we've done, we've increased the use of washing and sanitisation, or certainly encouraged it. We've separated the shifts, so there's less people on site, and therefore we've got more, the ability to social distance is increased. And I explained all this to member of staff's parents because their anxiety levels were sky high, and so was the son's anxiety levels. We've done a lot of work within the company in the past several years about trying to build up the company as a better company to work for, and working with our staff, the well-being of our staff, I suppose. And we actually got awarded the Wellbeing Charter last year. So, and we also gave training to a mental health first aider. So we did that last year. So I think we're in a very good position. And I think over time you realise that you've just got to sort of adapt and go with the flow, and a lot of it can be sorted out. Things that you thought you couldn't achieve, you can actually achieve it. Some of the guys that are working from home, probably including myself, at first I probably thought that it was going to be a major issue, and it isn't. We're on a digital journey. We're very much about digitising as much as we can and looking at efficiencies. So when the pandemic comes across, to be honest, it's probably made us focus more on the projects that we're working on, fast-tracked a few of them, and things like we installed a people HR app, just little things like pay slips will be available online, holiday requests can be put on the phone, acceptance of those holidays, expenses paid on the phone. So just getting away from any paper-based system. And again, so I think we were well prepared from a well-being point of view, and supporting our staff, and mental health point of view, or supporting the mental health of our staff. And we're also well prepared from a mindset of wanting to digitise, not just production efficiency, but office routines. One of the first things we announced to all our staff, if they're going to be off work for any COVID-related issues, if they're showing signs, we wanted them to take the time off, and we guaranteed to pay them on full pay. If they were off because of childcare issues and they needed to be home to look after the children, we would pay them on full pay. So that's what we did straight away. So for any reason, so we didn't want anybody coming to work because if they didn't do so, that they would show, they were showing signs of symptoms and they were attempting to come to work because they needed the money. We made sure that that wasn't going to be the issue. So without any doubt whatsoever, all our staff would stay off work, get full pay, and that would reduce the risk to the colleagues. What we found during the pandemic is an increase in demand, and we've coped well with that increase in demand despite social distancing measures hampering production efficiency. And what we've actually done as well, we've onboarded quite a few new clients, and the demand for new suppliers is to strengthen their supply chain. We've successfully acted as second supplier to many large organisations, but that need or desire for a second supplier due to supply chain issues has actually encouraged new customers to come along. So the future looks bright from that point of view. And I think the pandemic is going to have a positive effect where the larger pharmaceutical organisations are looking for a second supplier, and in particular looking for somebody with a flexible, responsive structure like Technoprint.